Welcome my peeps. So welcome back for another foundation review Monday. I did the new Rimmel foundation last week, which cat's out of the bag. I love that foundation. It rivals my Tom Ford one, and it's Tom Ford one's like 60 pounds or 80 pounds probably. I can't even remember. Crazy expensive. And the Rimmel one is, I think, regular price, like 7 pounds at Boots. So it's just phenomenal. If you haven't checked out that review, I will link it down below. The downside, I will say though, is that there's not a huge amount of color range, but I still love that foundation. Today's a different foundation review. We're going to talk about the Rich Liquid. I always want to say it's color rich. It's the Rich Liquid foundation from Illamasqua. My shade is in 133, and it is what's on my face today. I picked this up a couple weeks ago when I was doing like a 3-hour course at Illamasqua, which I do highly recommend. If you guys can get in to do the 3-hour courses, they're just a nice quick way to catch a course with them if you don't have like the whole 5 days. And they're between, I feel like, 60 and 80 pounds, so they're not bad. And they've now transitioned over, so all the Illamasqua courses, this is such a tangent, but so be it. They've transitioned over, so Tony and Nilly are the two instructors, so you'll get either one of them or both of them teaching, and they are both phenomenal. They're the ones that taught my 5-day course, and they're amazing human beings as well as ridiculously talented artists. So that was my tangent, but this is the one I picked up. There's also a picture on my Instagram when I did that like crazy makeup. Do you guys remember the one I'm talking about, where like I blocked out my eyebrows and drew them on top and there was like crazy contour? This is the foundation that I use to cover up these bad boys. So you guys know how my eyebrows look. Like there is obviously a little bit of powder in them now, but they're full on thick brows. So just one coat with sort of a denser brush, one coat on these guys and they were gone. So I knew once I found the color that was perfect and how full on opaque it was, I was like, you're coming home with me. I also got like 20% off or 30% off because I was at the course. So I was like, yep, this is the time. What I will say is that, okay, we got to calm it down and like take it slowly. So we're going to start at the basics. There are, I want to say 14 different shades in this guy, including a full white, if you just wanted like a white one, sort of like the MAC Face and Body in white, if you wanted to tone down the other foundations. Color-wise, tone it up in terms of opacity. And then it's 30 pounds for the 1 ounce of product. I will say what's interesting though is that unlike the skin base, these are different shades. So I'm between a 6 and a 7 in the skin base, but a 133 in the Rich Liquid. Yes. So if you're similar to my shade, you could probably get away with 133. Otherwise, have a look at some swatches online, or if you're able to go in to a counter or the store or whatever and then get color match, that's probably your best bet, just because they don't label them the same way. One of you asked how these were different, how this was different from the skin base, and it's a completely different foundation. I'm going to insert a little demo of me applying it on my face, and I hope you can tell. One, it's a super thick consistency. So it comes in a squeeze tube, I'll show you in a second, but it's a really thick consistency. Not thick enough that it's a cream, but as compared to sort of the skin base, for example, it's quite a bit thicker than that consistency. So when it goes on, you really have to work it in. It's not hard to work in, but you have to use a denser brush and work it on it. Otherwise, it's just going to sort of sit in place. And then the last thing I will say, it covers like a mask. Like I did sort of a side-by-side comparison of my face, and I had it on. It looks like a mask, like it's not skin. It's a full coverage foundation of your face. And so whereas with the skin base, the Illamasqua skin base, if you use a light layer, you can get a sort of sheer-ish coverage, and then probably like a good full layer of it will give you a medium coverage. You can build it up to a full coverage. Not as full as this guy, but still full-er. With the skin base though, your skin will always look like skin. This guy, your skin does not look like skin. It comes in this very sort of simple packaging, and then with sort of the Illamasqua on the bottom, and then the sort of squeeze tube on the top. What I will say is that for me, this does what I wish the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation did. This again is also made to cover tattoos and all that kind of jazz. For me, when I tried the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, I wanted to peel my face off. It was cakey, it was gunky, I could see my pores and my fine lines, and I couldn't deal with it. What I will say about this one is that I honestly really do enjoy it. Yes, it's full on opacity, for sure. There's no and ifs or buts, but that being said, it doesn't feel super heavy on my skin. Throughout the day, it doesn't oxidize either, which is great. So the shade that you try and the shade you're going to get. Throughout the day, it stays pretty flawless. The only place it wears off is on my nose. So once you know, I'm about 6-7 hours wear, it started to eat away at my nose. And then if you get close, you can tell that it's a little bit thick. Like, you can tell that I'm wearing foundation. At a distance, at a reasonable distance, you can't tell. So me, like, looking in a mirror, I look really pretty. But if I get close up to, like, reapply lipstick, I can tell that I'm wearing foundation. So in that way, it shows up. But it lasts on me all day long with sort of just minimal, just by my nose, kind of wearing off. Doesn't budge in that kind of way. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, but I will say it does transfer a little bit. So even if I set it with a powder, when I take off my glasses, I do get a little bit of transfer onto the, like, the nose, the nose bridge, what do you call it? You know, the place that sits on my nose. And then if I'm not careful applying it, I'll get some sort of on the side of my veil. So just something to be cautious of. I would say probably ideally this is the kind of foundation that if you have like a really important event that you're going to and you want to look really flawless and no one's going to be like right up in your face and it's only a couple hours where that wearing isn't going to happen, then this would be a perfect foundation for that. If you have like discoloration on your face, tattoos you want to cover up, if you're doing any looks with like eyebrow blocking and that kind of thing, this will be phenomenal for that. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to tell you today. Sorry, I love these lashes and this eyeshadow. The look for this should have gone up last week. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it, but I'm obviously super excited about it. So I think that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I am quite excited about this guy, so I am a little bit all over the place. So if there are any questions or anything I didn't address about it, please leave those questions for me down below. And yeah, tell us all that kind of good stuff down there. I'm going to do 3 points of positivity and then I will be done for the day. So my first point of positivity is just catching up on videos. I usually was really good about being on top of things and like chatting with all of you guys and what have you, but it's taken me a while to get back on track, and there are some videos that I'm just not going to get to. But today was a nice morning where I got to sit down and hang out with a couple of you guys that I really enjoy watching and catching up with you guys. So that was definitely a real joy. My second point of positivity is getting to text with a sweet friend who I haven't heard from in a while. I got a message from her and we spent some time talking to each other last night, so that was really lovely. And then my third point of positivity is talking to my mom and dad. I haven't talked to them in also what seems like a long time, and so I got to see their faces and FaceTime with them for a little bit today, and that was definitely, excuse me, also a great deal of joy for me today. Yeah, that made sense. That's proper English. I'm gonna head off for now and grab something to eat. I haven't eaten anything today and it's quite late in the afternoon, so I need to rectify that. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day, whatever it is that you are up to, and I will talk to you soon. Definitely want to send you tons and tons of love in the meantime, and as always, I can never leave you without reminding you that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.